The Alien Academy's training valley vibrated with overconfidence as cadets lined up for the annual camouflage drill, an exam supposedly designed to measure stealth. But if the aliens were honest, it wasn't a test, it was a ritual of humiliation for the soft species. And today, they finally had a human to mock. The twin suns beat down on the rocky, leaf-strewn terrain while each alien cadet activated cloaking membranes, adaptive plates, refractive skin fields, and all kinds of evolved survival traits. They shimmered with color-shifting tones, phased their silhouettes, even blurred their outlines. Their bodies turned into patches of the environment with impressive precision. Meanwhile, the human crouched down and smeared wet mud on his face. That was it. Mud. Leaves. Grass. No tech. No shimmering armor. Just mud. Aliens chuckled, nudged each other, and whispered that the primitive Earth native would be spotted in the first 60 seconds. The signal horn blasted. Cadets sprinted into the terrain, activating their stealth systems and glowing pulses. The human didn't move. He just pressed himself against the earth in slow, deliberate silence. Then, within seconds, he was gone. Not phased. Not cloaked. Not invisible. Gone in a way that made the instructor squint, blink, and lean forward like prey realizing a predator had slipped past their defenses. A chill ran through the ranks. Someone muttered, "Where did he go?" But no one had an answer. The forest had swallowed him whole, and they were only beginning to understand what that really meant. The Vrake instructor, a four-eyed veteran of 3 warfronts, initiated the first scanner sweep. A bright holographic field washed across the valley. One by one, silhouettes appeared, feathered species, plated species, scaled species, every evolutionary masterpiece glowing clearly. Except one. The human's marker remained black. At first they thought it was lag. The instructor recalibrated. The drones reswept. The holodisplay repeated. The human signature didn't appear. Not heat. Not breath. Not movement. Nothing. The aliens panicked before the instructor even spoke. A Thalresh cadet whispered tremblingly. "But nothing erases body heat. Nothing." A Bruxorian with armored plates hissed. "Only dead things produce no readings." The implication hit the entire class at once. Something alive was hiding with the silence of a corpse. The instructor's voice shook slightly, though he tried to hide it. "Locate him manually." But the valley was too still. Too quiet. Every leaf rustle felt like a warning. Every shadow looked suspicious. A cadet with ultra-sensitive membrane ears flinched at the soft crunch of soil behind him, only to find it was a falling twig. The psychological pressure built fast. Humans weren't supposed to be predators. They weren't supposed to be specters. They weren't supposed to disappear. Yet here they were, in an open valley, surrounded by technology, staring into empty terrain where one species simply refused to obey the rules. And if you're listening to this and loving it so far, subscribe for more. Humans break more alien expectations than any species in this galaxy. 20 minutes passed. 20 minutes of pure panic. Drones crisscrossed the skies, scanners hummed, alien cadets trembled as if something unseen stalked them. Finally, one cadet spotted something odd, a bush that wasn't swaying with the wind. It didn't move at all. Its leaves looked too deliberate, too arranged, like someone had placed them. The cadet hesitated. His claws flexed nervously. He stepped closer. Closer. Closer still. A single leaf quivered. Then 2 human eyes opened inside the bush. Calm. Sharp. Focused. Watching him like a razor-eyed jungle predator waiting for the perfect moment to strike. The alien let out a scream so loud half the cadets stumbled backward in terror. The human rose from the earth like a shadow peeling itself off reality. Covered in mud, layered with crushed moss, wrapped in leaf clusters positioned to break his silhouette perfectly. Even sunlight struggled to define him. He wasn't just camouflaged. He was integrated into the land. "You were here this whole time?" an alien choked out. The human shrugged casually. "Yeah. You guys kept walking past me." "How?" You rely on cloaks, the human said, wiping mud from his brow. We rely on instinct. The valley fell silent. Some cadets couldn't even look at him. For the first time in Academy history, camouflage gear felt like a child's toy compared to the primal craftsmanship of a death-world human who had turned the environment itself into armor. The instructor approached, steps slow and respectful. Not fearful, cautious. Human cadet, explain. How did you mask your heat signature? The human pointed at his mud coating. Wet soil absorbs heat. And your movement signature? Didn't move. And your shape? Broke it up with branches. The alien stared. That was it? No tech? No augmentation? No suit? Just knowledge passed down by Earth's ancient hunters? The human continued. Where I'm from, blending into the land is basic. Kids do this during hide and seek. My grandparents used to track animals that tracked us back. A cadet swallowed hard. How long could you have stayed hidden? Hours, the human said. If the mud didn't dry. The aliens nearly fainted again. To them, stealth was circuitry and engineering. To humans, stealth was survival, something nature forced them to master. The idea that a human could vanish without gear terrified them because it meant their technology didn't make them superior. It made them dependent. The instructor finally admitted. Your approach defies Academy expectations. The human laughed lightly. Tech fails. Instinct doesn't. That line echoed across the valley like a prophecy. And for the rest of the training cycle, no alien cadet stood near bushes, rocks, or tall grass without glancing twice, sometimes 3 times, just to be sure a human wasn't quietly waiting inside when the results hologram projected above the valley. Every alien cadet braced themselves. Mid-range scores flickered into place, scores the Academy considered solid, achieved with high-tech camouflage or evolved biology. Then, hovering alone at the absolute peak, brighter than every other name combined, human cadet, perfect stealth rating. No alien reacted at first. They simply froze, ironically, more motionless than they had been during the test. Then whispers spread like wildfire. Perfect? Not possible. He beat the system, he beat the scanners. Cadets stepped backward, suddenly aware that the quiet human standing near them had just rewritten the Academy's stealth doctrine. Veterans murmured that only apex predators of wild death world jungles ever achieved total invisibility without equipment. Now they had proof that humans, ordinary humans, shared that instinct. The human didn't celebrate. He simply stood watching the sky, hands in pockets, mud still drying on his face. As aliens looked around nervously at every bush, every rock, every shadow, they finally understood a truth that would echo in Academy halls for generations. If a human wants to disappear, you will never see them until they want to be found. If you enjoyed this tale, drop a comment. Which alien species should face humans next in the Academy trials?